Really great hand. I'm loving the handoffs. I'm loving the handoff off with Gruber. All right, roll the animation, shall we? All right, you ready for the day? All right, go ahead. Fast Company, 30, whatever that is. 30 years of Fast Company. All right, bang, bang, you hit it. Great day on the markets, broad and wall. Dow up 345 points, 0.75%. S&P up strong. Nasdaq did the best, up almost a full percentage point. Good move. We're pushing back up after that little bit of a dip. Gold down a touch, still over 3,600. Good news on the oil markets right there, down almost a buck, 63 ballpark. Let me get over to the crypto because crypto has been crazy lately, not in a good way. Bitcoin, 109.9. We need that 110,000 to hold. Be careful if it gets under that. Ethereum had a rough day, but so did XRP and CRL. Basically, the whole crypto market. There's some rumor about the Feds going in and looking at a couple of big companies that have decided that their whole business plan was going to be centered around cryptocurrency, and they want to know if that's legal. I say, once again, get the Feds out of our American businesses, and that's why that happened in crypto today. All right, speaking of businesses and good businesses decision, remember this commercial from very recently caused uproar among the liberal community. The snowflakes went apoplectic when they saw Sydney Sweeney, an American Eagle ad like this.
I'm not here to tell you to buy American Eagle jeans. And I definitely won't say that they're the most comfortable jeans I've ever worn. Or that they make your butt look amazing. Why would I need to do that? But if you said that you want to buy the jeans, I'm not going to stop you. But just so we're clear, this is not me telling you to buy American Eagle jeans.
Sydney Sweeney has great jeans.
You see what I did there, right?
Well, Sydney Sweeney has great jeans. And guess what? American Eagle had the best quarter they've had maybe ever. They certainly said, and I'm quoting them, our partnership with Sydney Sweeney has been our best ad campaign in our history. Up 36% today in the stock, American Eagle Outfitters, a near 900 million jump in market value in one day based on that partnership with Sydney Sweeney that's making liberals absolutely crazy. All right, I'm leading into our first guest. He's a good friend of mine, geopolitical advisor, strategist. She served as a senior staffer to 2 Republican members of Congress. Let's bring in Reena Shah because she's also very good on the culture topics. My friend Reena. So American Outfitters says, we're fine with Sydney Sweeney. We just jumped 36% overnight. Liberals, woke culture, what do you say, go woke, go broke.
Well, look, Eric, American Eagle's Q2 was a home run, right? 45 cents a share when Wall Street expected 21, I believe. And a $1.28 billion in sales is not a joke because that topped their $1.24 billion forecast. So that Sydney Sweeney campaign, yeah, it caught a lot of flack there from a lot of people, but it brought in something like 700,000 new customers. And I love the sound of that. Cash registers, cha-ching. And then you look at the Travis Kelce collab, and that was right after his big engagement news. So total sellout there. And it shows you, again, that celebrities make cash registers ring no matter what.
And if you're anti-woke, you're going to make liberals' heads explode because Sydney Sweeney followed up. By the way, her brand is a behemoth. Yeah. It's on fire. She just put out this Jimmy Choo ad, and we're going to roll a little for you. And the left is going crazy. They find something wrong with everything, especially if it looks good. Watch.
Okay, Tyler, we're ready for your set.
Okay. Ready?
Down.
Tell him Scarlett's busy.
Action.
And board. Let's reset.
Did we get it?
Serena, I'll let you weigh in because the left is saying the feminists are saying it dehumanizes women when you use a pretty girl like that in those fashion shots. But business is saying it's good business and they're going to keep doing it. I got news for them.
I love that ad. I hadn't seen it before. And look, Jimmy Choo is a brand that's not within the reach of a lot of American women, particularly women in my age demographic. We're in the 35 to 45 set. A lot of us have children. We're living in urban areas where the cost of living is tight. But I don't know what was to hate about that ad. It looked like she was kind of in a boardroom being a boss. I mean, isn't that what feminists talk about all the time, about how women should be able to do everything instead of be behind a stove and tend to children? So in essence, I think, look, the culture wars pay off. When I want to look at the business sense of this for a second, because shoppers are super choosy. People are super tight with their wallets these days, as I just alluded to. And American Eagle tripped up a bit on their spring style. So I think with this bounce back for the back to school moment they're having is really good. You're looking at Aerie, their brand there for American Eagle, that's up 3% in comp sales. And then they're betting on really low single-digit growth there for the next couple quarters. And they're nailing it for what Gen Z and millennials want, which is cool, affordable clothes.
So
Jimmy Choo, wonder if they're going to have the same effect.
You're hitting on an important point.
Yeah.
We can talk about the statistics all you want, but has it moved from it was embarrassing or it felt bad to put up an ad like that to now it's aspirational for young people? I think the shift is happening. There's a career advisor in Beverly Hills said the most powerful careerist mid in Hollywood, meaning Sydney Sweeney, calling her a mid only because she's so successful. I mean, the jealousy is insane, but it's a liberal mentality. Have they not lost it yet? Have they learned nothing, Reena?
And they have not learned that the culture wars pay off. The great jeans line with Sweeney, she looks nothing like me. And I still loved it. I thought it was really fun, tongue in cheek. But it really got people talking. And that's the thing about it. Some people called it cheeky. Others got mad. And even Trump gave it a shout out. So, love it or hate it. It racked up 40 billion impressions, Eric, and sold out jeans. That's the important part. I mean, American Eagle is playing the culture war like a pro, and it's turning drama into dollars. Other brands need to follow suit if they want to be successful too.
So, let's switch gears a little bit. I love having Sydney Sweeney on the air on the show because it's an eyeball magnet. That's why it sells products. That's why it sells jeans. That's why it sells shoes. You look at the pretty girl, see what she's up to, and people want to emulate that. There's a lot going on in Trump world right now. There's very, very much going on. And this one might be a little bit controversial, Reena. So there's some feds are talking about mulling over the idea of a ban on the Second Amendment, ban on purchasing guns by trans people. Again, I will tell you there are no trans people. There are men and there are women. There are people who are delusional enough to think they've changed their gender, but they haven't. But the feds may talk about doing that. I don't think it's a bad idea. I would say if you're going to keep guns out of the hands of mentally ill people who've been institutionalized, well, why not? Because I believe this trans idea is borderline mental affliction, no?
I got to say, this hot topic really feels not just like we're in a cultural moment. It feels like we're in a moment where some people who hold the view that transgender individuals don't deserve certain things that the rest of us do. Those of us who feel that way are being made out to feel like we don't believe in equal rights, that that we're hate-filled people. And that's simply not true. I think not enough is known right now about what transgenderism is in American society. It is a new phenomenon. And what we're seeing,
allow me. I don't mean to cut you off, but allow me. In the state of Florida, you can get a medical marijuana license. You have to apply for it. You have to go to a doctor. You have to say, he has to tell you that, yes, here's your license. You can go get medical marijuana. But if you can't turn around and once you've done that, I don't know if there's a period of time you have to wait until after it expires, but while you have a medical marijuana license for certain issues, you cannot handle a firearm in the state of Florida. And so they equate whatever the affliction is that you need a medical marijuana license. I would say the people who have been taking the gender transitioning drugs and everything would be under as much medication as someone who smokes a little weed and wants to own a firearm in Florida.
This is such a tough one, Eric, because so many of us out there believe that transgender individuals need greater access to mental health services so that they don't engage in acts like the shooter in Minnesota just engaged in. I mean, that tragedy was
And I
entirely
agree.
preventable.
Reena, I just want to be clear. I agree with you.
Yeah.
I think they need help. But I don't want them
But
owning guns while they're getting help, is my point.
I just don't know that we're going to be able to get there. I mean, look how quickly across society the pronouns have been adopted. Everywhere we go to put in our personal information, whether we're trying to get an airline ticket or buy something, they're asking us for our pronouns. I mean, society is quickly trended to making these people feel like they're full and equal citizens, which is fine. I believe everybody in America is equal, but having that be a mainstay part of how we do life is so wrong. And I think it's being pushed upon a lot of us. And those of us that push back on it, we haven't won. I mean, I'm just seeing it everywhere now. Asking my young, very tiny preschool type of going children, and I do have one child in preschool, I will say, asking them for their pronouns is just flat out wrong, but it's being done in communities across the country. So I don't know at which point the tide turns. I don't know how many lawmakers are going to have to step out and say it is absolutely wrong to start to talk about transgender individuals owning guns in the way the rest of us do. I don't know how that changes. I think the train has already left the station. I'm not hopeful on that one. And I'm a forever optimist.
You are.
I really am.
You are. But I'm a common sense guy. And I'm going to say, if I can't walk around with an open carry license in Florida, if I have a medical marijuana license, I understand. I get that. I do. And I'm pretty sure you can't.
You and
get
I
a
do.
CDL. I don't think you can get a commercial driver's license if you have a medical marijuana license as well in certain states. And if that's the low level of the bar, which is great, fine, make the bar very low. It makes it. I got it. But why wouldn't trans people who take these massive, difficult drugs that we're now seeing may affect their mental stability? First of all, they may be unstable in the first place to want to change their gender. I don't want them having a firearm.
The minute you get doctors on your side doing these gender reassignment surgeries for really young, under age of 18 children, I mean, this is the moment that we're in where common sense has left the room. You and I see it as common sense because we're trying to play, we're looking at logic here. We're looking at how biologically people are born, made, and how we operate and function every day in society. The minute you get, again, doctors, teachers, corporate leaders on the side of transgender individuals saying that no, everything is all right here, we need to serve them first, put their needs above the needs of society, then it becomes a problem. But I mean, again, we're going to start to see tragedies like the one we just saw in Minnesota, and my heart aches for that. I grew up in that community in St. Paul, in some ways, get a lot of family there and spent a lot of great summers and time there. And I know that Minnesota, and particularly the Twin Cities, that area is hugely accepting of people. It's actually politically quite purple in many ways, but it has become a moment in which you got to wonder if that community is going to start to ask tough questions in and of itself, that how far are we willing to go where one parent is for the surgery, right, another is not. And then we have an individual that is so troubled and writes this manifesto that very clearly tells us what was at the crux of the issue here, what was at the core of the matter, and why they committed such a heinous crime and act.
Who'd have thought?
I think we can see it change.
Who'd have thought I'd bring Reena Shah, the foreign policy expert, on to talk about Sydney Sweeney and trans people getting guns. Reena, really good to have you. I appreciate your time. She can cover it all, folks. She's got it all. That's in her repertoire. Thank you, Reena.
Thank you. Thank
you.
All
right, folks, when inflation jumps, when you hear the national debt is over $37 trillion, hello, like now, do you ever think maybe now would be a good time to buy some gold, whether it's a hedge against inflation, peace of mind during global instability, or just for sensible diversification? But Birch Gold Group believes every American should own physical gold for all of those reasons above. And so they created something special. Until September 30th, the end of this month, if you're a first-time gold buyer, Birch Gold is offering a rebate, get this, of up to $10,000, $10,000 in free metals on qualifying purchases. To claim eligibility and start the process, request an info kit now. Just text the word America to 989898. Plus, Birch Gold can help you roll an existing IRA or 401k into an IRA in gold, and you are still eligible for a rebate a free medal of up to 10 grand. Birch Gold is the only precious metals company I trust, as do thousands and thousands of their customers. So right now, make your first time buy in gold and take advantage of a rebate of up to $10,000 when you buy by September 30th. Text the word America to 989898. Claim your eligibility and get your free info kit right now. Again, text America to 989898. We will be back in 2.5.